Everything is okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for waiting. I appreciate it. We had some issues, and now I'm going to be streaming from here, my apartment today. Uh, I'm excited to see you guys. I'm looking at the comments right now. Awesome. Hi, Blake. Hi, Isabella. You guys are so sweet and understanding. I appreciate it. Carol, Camilla, Kylie, um, Lillian, Blake, Isabella. All right, let's go. Let me just make sure you guys can see everything. Hold on. What can I do? Oh, here we go. This is what we want to do. All right. All right. Cool. Good morning. Woo! What a morning it is. All right, let me just make sure. I'm just making sure that with the delay that you guys can see the entire screen. Hi, Colin and Elias. Oh, hey guys. Hi, Crystal. Of course. I'm so excited. This is fun. All right. Let me move me around over here. There we go. Now you guys can see me a little bit bigger. All right. Today we're going to learn how to do painting and cutouts. That's what we're going to try to do today. Let's see. Just resizing. Cool. All right, I think that's good enough. Okay. This is so interesting. Hi from the Netherlands. Wow. Jana, I'm so excited for you to be in this class. This is so cool. You don't have your paper. Yeah, get some paper, Camilla. If you guys have any colors, we're going to use lots of colors today. I'm going to show you some painting techniques, but also, so if you have watercolors, that's what we're going to be doing today. But you don't need them for the second craft that we're going to do. I'm going to show you some watercolor techniques, and then we're going to do another craft. Let's see. Okay, you can't see my face. I can see the screen now, and the top half of my face. Okay, gotcha. Here, let's try this. Let's see what you... Oh, I see what you guys see. Okay. How about now? Plate Town? Where is Plate Town? What state is that in? Okay. Okay. I'm just getting everything set up with that. Okay. I think... What if we did this? I think it's about getting it centered. I think that's what we want. All right. All right, let's see. Yeah, I knew that was too small. All right. Live in Burbank, Pallet Town from Pokemon. Better. Portland, Oregon. Hi, Blake. Very cool. Wow, and Rachel too. 3 kiddos from Portland, Oregon. That's awesome. Um, we're just trying to make sure everybody's safe from the virus right now, so that's why I'm doing this from home today. Let's see. All right, let's go with that. Okay. Um, our morning game plan. This was all part of the plan to spend the first 16 minutes messing around with the slide structure. Let's see, I think that looks good. You guys like that? Do we need to get out some art supplies? Oh, yeah. You want to get out some watercolors. You want to get out, if you have watercolors, if you have paints or something like that too. Just anything that'll quickly dry though. Scissors, um, tape would be helpful. Some colored pencils or markers. Lots of paper, and I think that's it for right now. Maybe even a straw. We might do, if we're going to do the watercolors, a straw and some salt, but we can get to that later. It's going to be a fun day. There you go. Okay, cool. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm feeling good about this kind of setup right now. I might be cut off a little bit. Let me see. Okay. All right. So today we're gonna start with. There you go. So much stuff I have to draw my. Okay. Yes. Use the straw from your Diet Coke. Anything you can do. The thing's small. Okay. Let's try. If I do this. If I do this. And I move this guy over here. If we enlarge that. Oh, clear tape. Yeah, clear tape would be good. Carol, let me know if this looks better. It's going to take a couple of seconds to catch up. Oh, cool. All right. Okay, I think this is pretty good, right? This is a little bit better. Would masking tape work? Yeah, masking tape would work too. And masking tape would actually be better. We want something that's not too sticky. That looks good. Thanks, Kylie. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so morning plan. We're gonna do our quote of the day coming up next. We're gonna do art review, where I'm gonna look at everybody's artwork. Then we're gonna do watercolor effects. Then we're going to take a karate break, maybe? I might have to do it from here, but you guys can follow along, since I trust that you guys know what we're doing at this point. Then we're gonna do some cutouts. Then we're gonna do a challenge of the day. Then mail of the morning, and then I'm gonna sign off. All right. Would masking tape would work? Yes, that looks good. If I didn't catch anything in your comments already, if I didn't read your comment, just let me know, or if the Tina and the Creative Town Network can help me out and re-comment it at the bottom, so that way I'll see it. That'd be awesome. Okay. So, our quote of the day is from the amazing Eric Carle. This is him right here. If you see on his shoulder, he's got the very hungry caterpillar. And his quote is, "The very hungry caterpillar story is about hope. You, like the little caterpillar, will grow up, unfold your wings, and fly off into the future." And I just wanted everybody out there to know that even if you feel like a very hungry caterpillar right now, maybe you're a little more hangry than hungry, eventually, I believe that we all have an artistic voice inside of us, whether it's visual arts or a different kind of arts. It could be even music, it could be organizational art form. Um, Even whatever it is, I think and I believe that we each have that individual artistic voice inside of us, and it's our job as the artist, as the individual, to discover what that is, and then grow into that into like an amazing butterfly where you can actually help people and encourage people using your skills, using your talent. So, uh, yeah, I just like let's take a moment really quick right now um, to just breathe in because we didn't do our breathing yet. And I just want you guys to think about that and think about imagining yourself as a very hungry caterpillar and what you can hope for and dream for of growing up and what you hope that your future looks like. And so even if you are a grown up, you can still do this too. Um, I still have do this with what I hope things are going to happen in my life and everything. So let's try that. Okay, ready? So we're going to take a couple deep breaths in, breathe in, and out. And when you breathe in, try not to do it from your chest, try to do it from your belly and make your belly stick out when you fill it up with air. Okay. Um, and you guys are eating mac and cheese. I love it. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time. We're going to hold it. Ready? Breathe in. And out. All right. Cool. Let's see. Did I miss any comments so far? Brown bear. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to check out a few more of his drawings in a little bit. Okay. So, our art review. Oh, my goodness. I was so impressed with you guys. I was very, like, perspective is really difficult. 2-point perspective is also really difficult. And then to teach it over a live stream is just, I was not sure how this one was going to turn out. And I'm so impressed by what you guys did. Kevin, Leslie, and Nadia. Well, Nadia, this is from our previous class that I know you watched with your sister, Zoe. But Kevin and Leslie, so impressed. I love how you guys did the gradients and the clouds and the sun, and you colored in and did all the buildings. So cool. And even Kevin, you added people in it too, and I like your trees. I love seeing how people add in their own touch to it. Oh, I hope so too, Kylie. What she said in the comments. And cool. All right. Yeah. I love the gradients, and I love the little touches that people add to it. I think that that's really cool, and that adds a lot to your picture. Picasso once had a quote where he used to teach his students, because Pablo Picasso used to be an art teacher too, and he would tell all the students to draw a circle, and he said that wherever you kind of like mess up or if you like bump on your circle, that's your unique style as an artist. So even drawing something as simple as that, you can be expressing your style. All right, we have another page of artists too. We have Aiden and Mateo and Noah, but without the H. Um, I love all the colors in these. Very cool. I love all the trees and the buildings. It really does look like it's going into the distance, which is that's the goal right there. Let's see. Aiden, very cool. I love the textures that you added to your trees, and then you even gave a person, and you have his shadow in the right place. So very nice job. Very nice job. All right, cool. My mom said. Yeah, Kylie, I did, but we're gonna save that you're drawing for later, okay? So don't worry, it's coming, it's coming. I was gonna try to surprise you with that. Okay, that's me. Uh, yeah, if you so yeah, for those of you that say that you did do it and you wanted to share it, but you didn't get a chance to, you can still send it to noahfontana@gmail.com. You can send it to me right now, and I'll get it right on my phone. Um, uh, Oh, and yeah, watercolor pencils do work. I just got that extra note. Thank you, Tina, for letting me know. Kylie, watercolor pencils will absolutely work, so you can definitely use those. Okay. Uh, yes, definitely wash your hands. Oh, very cool. Okay, yeah, so send those in, and I'll check them out, and I'll share them next week for everybody else to see. Okay. moving right along, we're going to learn some watercoloring effects, and we're going to try our best. I'm going to try to see if I can show you guys it with my camera. We're going to do some mixing colors. We're going to do some wet on wet watercolors. We're going to do some tap splatter. We're going to do salt and bubbles. So, okay, let me go grab my watercolors. You guys grab yours. All right, I'm back. Here we go. Did everybody get their watercolors? Did everybody get your any kind of colors if you want to use? Oh yes, I'm going to show you guys all that. Okay, colored pencils will work for some of this. What I'm going to show you right now is more for watercolors. Let me see. Let me just catch up on the comments. Okay, yeah. Cool. All right. Okay, watercolor paper is good because, yes, yes, get your salt and tape. Thank you, Sienna, for checking in. I love it. You're like my student teacher, and it's awesome. Okay, so what I'm using right now, and I'm going to show you more on how to do this next week, but for right now, I'm using this tablet of paper, and what's nice about it is that all the pages you can see, like that, they are all like kind of glued together. So if you want to take it off, you actually have to use like a knife and cut it open, and then all the pages are individual. Or you can see like right here. You can peel it up from there. Okay. So what that does is that it keeps the water paper nice and flat, the watercolor paper nice and flat. Honestly, use whatever kind of salt you have. I just got this one. We got Himalayan pink salt. We're going to try that one and try it out. What's fun about being an artist is that you get to just try out and experiment and explore, and that's how most of the artists learned how to do their new styles. Oh, Gloria, yes, we're going to look at more Eric Carl's pictures in a little bit. Get your tape. So for your tape, Isabella, I still have a sketchbook where my brother drew all over it, so I feel your pain. Yeah, any salt should work. Let's see. Yes, Sienna knows. I don't even know how you know that, Sienna. I don't think I've ever done this activity with you, but you're right. But yeah, so if you have tape, what you want to do is you want to use your tape like so, and you take a nice piece, and I want you to stick your watercolor paper. You would do it along the edge of the watercolor paper, like that. And I mean, I don't need to do it on this one, but I would stick this down to whatever surface I'm using. So if I was going to stick this down to my table, I could do that, and then that way the watercolor paper doesn't like get bumped or anything, get bumpy. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to show you guys the watercolor techniques that I use, and I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger. There we go. Cool. All right. Hope that helps. Okay. Okay, so this here's the brand of watercolor paper. Now, this is very expensive watercolor paper, and I'm not bragging. I won it in a free raffle when I was going to an art store one time, and I did that a long time ago, but it was so expensive that I never wanted to use it, so now I'm going to use it for this class today. I'm breaking it in. But I do have regular watercolor paper, which this kind right here. Okay, let's see. And this one says it's good for acrylic, watercolor, pen and pencil. And the paper in here is nice, it's smooth, and it's really good for watercolors. And I typically will use that. This one I'm just using because it'll be easier for me to show you guys. Okay. How you guys doing? All right. I love that you guys are helping each other out. That is honestly warms my heart. And I love it. I think that promotes the best kind of learning experience. Okay, cool. So here are the watercolors that I use. They're Winsor Newton, like that. Okay, and if you look inside, this is like a little travel kit. It's got all these nice little watercolors, and this is what it looks like before you use it at all. And you can take these these out, and you can rearrange them however you'd like, which is kind of nice. And you have to take the plastic out before you use them, obviously. And this is the little pen, too, that was inside. And right here, so this is how you use this. You take it off, and you stick it on the other side, and now you have a little brush. Here we go. And then you can paint with that. It's real tiny, but it works when you're in a pinch or when you're traveling. Here is my watercolor kit that I have used, and this is what it looks like. This is what you want it to look like. All right. Winsor Newton. Yeah. It's a fairly well-known brand. There you go, Isabella. I'm glad. Don't let your sister eat the salt. You might have to, she might be throwing up on your canvas if that's the case. Okay, here we go. So this is what it should look like. Now, I actually don't use this little brush because if you use that brush, what you have to do is you have to bring water too. So instead, I found these amazing brushes right here. Okay, and if you see, there's water in there, and there's like a little floaty thing so you can see how much water is in it. Okay, it's a little floaty sponge. And what's awesome about this brush is that you can fill it up like this, right here, and the water fits into that hole. I think you guys can see, like that. And you screw it back on. How you guys doing? Yes, that is also true. Watercolors are always a mess. All right, and then you just take the top off, and you have it right here. Now what's cool is that with this brush, you don't actually need to bring water because the water's all in here. So watch what happens when I squeeze this. Ready? Here we go. There you go. And now you can mix your watercolors right there on the piece right here. I like this because now all I need to do watercolors is my sketchbook, this pen, and this case, and I can keep them all with me to go. I also have my watercolor rag, which I've used for a long time, probably through all my college art projects. And I just have it so that I could dab the brush so that when this gets dirty, I can dab it like this. Okay. Cool. Yeah. These little watercolor kits, I always get them when they're on sale, so I'm just kind of always on the lookout. I think when they're on sale, they're only like $15 or $20 for a kit, which is pretty good because they last a really long time, and the quality is definitely worth it, I think. These brushes are very inexpensive. I think it's like $8 for like 4 different kinds of these brushes, and they last also a really long time. So both are pretty good investments, I would say. I love my old rag. I love the colors on it, and I can remember all the projects that I did on it. I think it's a work of art in itself. Okay, so let's mix some colors. Now, I've noticed that one of the things that people do when they use watercolors is that they don't actually mix them, they just use it straight out of the brush. So let me see if I can tilt this down and hold this up a little bit more. Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm gonna make an impromptu watercolor. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now I just tape this onto here. Now you can see how I mix the colors. Okay. All right. So when let's say we want to make some green, right? Instead of me just grabbing the green out of here, which I can. So while I'm doing this, I'm squeezing into here. There we go. We got some green. Okay. Now I can just take the green from this color and put it onto the page like that. And the more I squeeze, the more wet it'll get, and that's kind of fun. Okay. All right, thanks, Camilla. All right. Now, but what I like to do is I like to mix colors, and that way you get a more unique style. And so what we have right here is I have my cool colors mix. I have my warm colors and like reds and purples kind of, and then I have my yellows and golds and browns right here. And then that's usually the main colors that I use, and so I have them ready to go. So when we want to mix colors, you can take a little bit of the blue, dab it right into here. And if you want, you can mix it with green, or you can even mix it with yellow, like this. Maybe more of this like goldish yellow color. And now we have our own unique green color. Like that. And I do that for all my colors. I almost never use any color just exactly as it looks like out of the box. I always try to mix the colors together. I think excuse me, I think that gives you the best variety in your drawings. Okay, let's see. Now, the wet on wet style, I'm going to kind of zip through these really quickly so that I can show you everything I got. Okay. Now, you can do wet on wet, which is a style where you actually wet the page, and this still has a little bit of green on it because I didn't clean it up all the way. You can wet the page like this, okay? And now when you draw on it, let's use some red because that's a nice bold color. When you draw on it, it actually, here we go, bleeds a lot more, which is kind of nice. And it helps you mix colors too. So that's that style called wet on wet. All right. A couple of things. We have our splatter version, which I'm going to show you how I can do that. All right, so I'm going to mix my color right here. I'm going to get some orange, mix in with some yellow. And this part you want it to be nice and wet. Now I'm going to have to hold this down. Okay, this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my finger out, I'm going to tap my brush on my finger, and that's going to create splatter. So this is what it looks like right now. And watch what it looks like after I splatter it. Ready? So I'm going to tap. Maybe get some more orange. So you're not actually touching the brush to the page. Voila. And that gives you a little bit more control of when you're doing it, when you use your finger like that. 4, 8, 12 colors. All right. Okay. My watercolor set is 12 colors, and let's see. Oh, one more. Let's do 2 more things. Okay. So watch this. We're gonna mix some blue. I'm gonna give it nice and dark blue. We're gonna make it nice and wet, like this. Now, take out your salt. I'm gonna shake some salt on it. And look what happens with the salt. So what's happening is that the salt is actually drying up the water, and it's going to create a really cool effect once it completely dries. So while that's drying, I'm going to leave it still like that. And we're going to do one more technique. So with that, you need a cup of water. Okay. We're going to mix some colors into it. This time I'm going to add some orange again. Maybe some red, just because those are really strong colors. Okay, and what I also want you to do is I want you to add some soap. So I'm going to go grab some soap, and you guys can go grab some soap too. All right. How you guys doing? Salt went everywhere. Good. Yes. Like Miss Frizzle says, get messy, make mistakes, and something else. Let me know in the comments what else she says. All right. So I'm still mixing in my red. Okay. I mixed in my soap. Okay. Okay. Now we got your straw, and you're gonna mix in the soap and start blowing bubbles. Okay. Okay. Now with these bubbles, we're gonna tip some of them onto our. I think I swallowed a bubble. We're gonna stick our bubbles onto our page. So let me see if I can do this at the same time. I'm gonna stick the bubbles. I'm gonna scoop them off onto the page. There we go. Kind of like this. See? I think mine needs a little bit more color. I'm gonna add some more color to it. And what's cool too is that with the bubbles, you can actually you can color the bubbles themselves. Let me see. This helps. There we go. Okay. Now when the bubbles are colored, that's when you want to slide them onto your paper. Okay. So we have that. Okay. So now we have our salt and we have our bubbles. Now we're going to let these sit for a second while we do our exercises, and we're going to check back in on them once they dry. Okay. Here we go. So there you go. All right. Now the exercises that I was going to show you guys today was going to be a front kick and a paré. Since I'm seated, we're going to change it up a little bit though, and we're just going to do some stretches that you can do while you're sitting down, which can help. And if you guys want to, you can go back and check out our other videos and look at some of the other exercises that we did, and then we'll continue that next week when I have some little more space set up. Okay, so with the stretches, we're going to spin our neck around like this, rotate your neck around, make sure you look all around your room. Good. Then you're going to go the other way. Stretch it around. Okay. Tilt your head down and up. Down and up. Left to the side. Left to the side. Good. All right. Let me see how you guys are doing in the comments. This is science and art. Yes, I love science and art. That's the best kind. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss any comment. Yeah, maybe add some more soap if your bubbles are popping too much. Should not mix up your colors. Yeah. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is, for those of you watching that don't have watercolors, we're gonna move on to another part where we don't need watercolors, so you can just use color and paper and grab a scissor too. Uh, but let us. I'm glad your neck is cracking. You guys are funny. Now we're gonna stretch our hands like this. Ready? So stretch them like this. Stretch it all out. There we go, like that. Stretch your fingers, like that. Bend them with the back. Stretch them like this. Stretch your fingers. Good. Twist your wrist like this. Bring it in nice and close, hugging it tight. Bring this wrist in close, hugging it tight. Now stretch your arms. Stretch. Stretch your other arms. Stretch. Like that. Good. All right. Okay. There we go. And then shake it off. Now, since we only have a little under 15 minutes left, I'm going to move on. But yeah, like I said before, if you missed the karate, go back and check it out. We've done already cross block, middle block, rising block, down block, straight punch, spear hand, heel palm, and hammer fist. So if you check out all the other videos on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to learn all those things. You can warm up with me there. Okay. Now we're going to get into our cutouts, but first I'm going to show you two artists that actually inspired me to do the cutouts and inspired a lot of other artists to do cutouts. The first one is Henry Matisse. He actually, I talked about him in one of my other classes, my digital drawing class. He didn't start to do cutouts on purpose. He was actually a painter, and then he started getting really sick and he couldn't hold the paintbrush because his hands were too shaky and he couldn't grip it right. So what he did was he started cutting colored pieces of paper out and started putting them down and gluing them on a page, and that's what helped him kind of plan out his paintings. And then he realized that he loved them already, like so much, the way that the colors looked, that he just included them in his drawings. And if you see right here, you can see that he uses not only the cutout diamonds, but also the paper that he is left over after the cutout. So he has a couple of the black shapes that he cut out here, but then he uses the black on the top right corner. Cool. All right, good. I'm glad you guys are having fun with the bubbles. Also, another artist, a more current artist that we just heard about was Eric Carle. Eric Carle is an amazing children's book illustrator, and he uses cutouts as well, but he actually paints over the cutouts to create different colors and textures. So, Glory, if you're listening, this is the brown bear right there. We also have Chameleon and the very hungry caterpillar from before that we saw as a butterfly. So he's an awesome artist as well because I like that he paints over the colored paper, then he cuts it out, and it gives the paper lots of different texture. Like you could see he gave the sheep kind of the swirly texture to make it look fluffy. He gave the fish scales, and he gave the frog like little spots and dots, which is really cool. I always remember loving looking at his books as a kid because you can look at the story, you can look at the characters, but then you can also look at the color and the textures that he gave to them. So we're going to try to do that today in our last 10 minutes. Oh yeah, the ladybug. Yes. The grouchy ladybug, I think? Okay. So, let's see. Now come back and grab your watercolor paper. Or if you don't have watercolor, if you didn't do the watercolor paper, totally fine. You can create some new colored paper with your markers. So while we're sharing these, grab your markers, start coloring like random different kind of textures on your paper. Oh, you don't need colored paper. You just need coloring pencils or crayons even would work. Okay. I'm glad you're jumping in your chair, Blake. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna blot this. Salt. Here we go. Okay. Now I think the salt is still drying, but check out how cool the bubbles came out. Look at that awesome texture. And that was where I put the bubbles on the page. And you get this cool kind of like moon texture. And it even bled into my other drawing right here, which is like a happy accident, as per Bob Ross would have said. Okay, now, oh, we're not doing the challenge of the day yet. What are we thinking? Okay, that's way too far ahead. Okay, let us, now I want to show you what you can do if you don't have colored paper. We're going to make our own colored paper. Okay. So I have my paper. I'm going to grab some colored pencils. And I want you guys to, with your colored pencils, I want you to just scribble all over this page, okay? And just try to create like interesting kind of color patterns. So I'm going to show you in a second. Scribbling this way. And scribbles can be in any direction. So right now I'm doing circle scribbles. This is what I got so far, okay? Hopefully you guys are following along and you guys are doing some other stuff. I have my colored pencils and my paper. Awesome, Isabella. All right, now keep on going. Keep on just filling in the page with all the color that you can. So I'm gonna add one more color. Okay, here we go. This is what I have right now. And you guys can do whatever kind of textures you want. I'm just trying to mix up a bunch of different textures. Okay, now next, you're going to grab your scissor. Okay, and we're going to cut out shapes out of our paper. Okay, let's see. And you could start to try to think of what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to make something out of these shapes. Okay, so with these shapes, I thought it would be kind of cool. Like this one kind of reminded me of like fish scales. This one with the brown circles and the green cross hatching, that reminds me of almost like a lizard. But then with the stars and the cross hatching, I thought that would be a cool texture for like a dragon in like a fairy tale to have. So I'm going to try to cut that out to look like that. All right, now let's see what we come up with. Alright, and you guys can be cutting out your own since I think your textures are probably going to look different than my textures. So I want you guys to just cut out whatever you think you see in the characters. Now, if you look at Eric Carle's pieces, he cut out the textures and then he pieced the textures together into the shapes. So he didn't just cut out one character out of every texture. He used a couple of different ones. What I'm doing right now is I'm just, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to cut out the entire character out of one texture. Okay. Now, what you're going to do with your tape, you're just going to tape the back of the character. And you're going to tape it onto a new sheet of paper. Okay. So I cut out one. This is going to be my dragon character, if you can see that shape that I cut out. All right. Okay. No, you can mix up a bunch of colors, Maya. All right. Let's try another one. Okay. We're gonna make this one the last one just because we're almost out of time. All right. Can you guys guess what this character was? This orange character? Let me know in the comments, and I'm going to be taping them in the meantime. Okay, now I stuck them onto my board, onto my pad. Now I'm not going to show you them yet, because what we're going to do is we're just going to draw over them with a marker. Okay. Okay. All right, and just like that, we have our little dinosaur character. Okay, and now I'm going to draw onto the fish to make him a character too. All right, and let me know in the comments below what you guys are creating with your characters. Okay. All right, and here are my two characters. So we got a little dragon and a fish. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to close up with our challenge of the day. Okay, I'm making a whole room and I made the bed and I'm going to make a teddy bear and a person and more. Okay, that's awesome. Very cool. You got a fish too, Christopher. Very cool. Awesome. Cool. I definitely want to see what you guys have been doing, so definitely send them to me. I'm going to leave you with a challenge. The challenge is to create a picture of all the things you love using paper cutouts. So maybe that's all the things in your bedroom. Maybe it's somebody that you love, a person. Maybe it's your favorite like dessert, and you can cut that out and try to create the different textures and then piece them together to make a dessert. Like if you like um, like icing on the top and then you like ice cream in the middle and then you like the chocolate cake or like cookie dough inside, how can you make those textures using just like scribble cutouts and then cutting it out into the actual shape? That's what I want to see for your homework this week. I love that you guys are making a whole universe dragon, a frog, a fish. Yeah, fish are pretty good. Very cool. Now, our mail letter, the mail of the morning, is from Kylie. Kylie, thank you for saying that you had such a fun class, and I think this was for 2-point perspective. Kylie says thanks for a fun class, and then here's her picture, nice and big, so we could all see it. She even drew a car, a sign. She colored all the houses and did her own. Son did street signs and arrows on the road, and even a person walking around the block. I love it, Kylie. Very nice job. Round of applause for you. Very cool. Keep up the good work. Looks awesome. I like it a lot. Okay. I get distracted looking at your guys' work. I just am so entertained seeing all the little details in it. So, what topics would you like to draw next? Email your suggestions and submit your drawings to noahfontana@gmail.com. You're welcome, Kylie. Oh, the teddy bear is so cute. Is that what she... Okay. I don't know, but there's a teddy bear in there. Okay. Also, if you guys want to help, we're taking donations now. It should be in the comment below in this link in the description. So you guys can donate if you want to help us out, and we can maybe get some more cool supplies if you guys want me to try out some cool art supplies or something like that. And then that'll help us be able to make more of these episodes for everybody every morning. And that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys for bearing with me at the end. Really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't, you can subscribe to the channel, and that's kind of cool because then you will get notified when we're going to do another live stream. So even if you're you forget one day, it'll pop up and it'll remind you to watch it later. And it'll show up in your feed too. Also, if you like the video, that'll just be cool because then I'll feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside because we have legs. And then follow us on Instagram. A lot of you send me stuff on Instagram, which is a lot of fun because then I get to talk to you guys and I am able to respond faster on Instagram than through email. Yes, actually. Okay, so next week, next class is if you look right there. You can see this is for our next episode, so it's going to be episode number 7, and it's going to be 10 a.m. and it's going to be on Tuesday. And if you look all the way over there, next episode, what does the title say? It's going to be cartoon characters. So first half of the class, we're going to do some cartoon characters, some of your favorite beloved cartoon characters. So definitely comment here, include it in an email. Let me know what characters you want to draw, and I'll prepare that into the lesson. So any cartoon character you want to draw, and I'm going to try to do as many as we can in the first half of class. And then the second half of the class, I'm going to teach how to make your own cartoon characters based off of what we learned from the design choices of those characters. So yes, cartoon characters, Tuesday, so excited. I know you guys are excited because everybody's been asking to do that. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. It's just right there, I think, or there, or wherever it is. If I move here we go. If I move this down, I think it's right there is subscribe, or right there. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, and then you won't miss that cartooning class that we're going to do next Tuesday. And let me know what characters you want you guys to do, because if you do, then I can include them in the class, and that'll be awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to try to figure out how to sign out of here, but you guys can keep on talking in the chat or sending me pictures and stuff and emails and everything. I love looking at your artwork, and I'm pretty sure I'm able to feature everybody, so that's what I'm going to try to do, is keep on featuring everybody, so keep it sending. SpongeBob, yes, of course we're going to do SpongeBob, obviously. Totoro, that's a good one, Blake. I totally wasn't thinking Miyazaki, but Totoro is the way to go.